Before we get started, does anyone want to get out?
They're in the computer?
This is getting out of hand.
Wow!
Strange things are afoot.
Over the potato!
Listen. You smell something?
Hello and welcome to Clear Your History, a podcast where we discuss the odd things we come across on the internet. I'm your old pal Steve.
And I am Hot Hands Megan. Megan. And we're here today with our friend John.
It is me, John. Their friend.
And so just to, last week we talked about jackfruit, and today I ate some jackfruit and it was gross.
I feel like the sauce on it was gross, not the jackfruit. We need to give it a second chance.
Would you say that jackfruit is like Jack Links? The jerky?
No. It's kind of like pineapple.
Similar?
There's a texture of pineapple with shit barbecue sauce on it.
Yeah, it's literally vinegary barbecue sauce.
So it was just bad barbecue sauce,
Yes.
not necessarily the jackfruit?
I think we need to give it a second chance.
I don't think
I don't know. I complained and they gave me a different slider, so I was happy.
Was it meat?
Yes, it was chicken.
What a sweet treat that meat must have been.
Alright, so we're going to talk about the weird stuff we've been looking at this week, or today. For me, it was today. And my search started out talking about weird abandoned places with Jonathan, actually.
I was there.
And turned into me searching weird abandoned places. And I came across a gem called Spreepark in Germany, and it is an abandoned amusement park outside of Berlin in East Germany.
East Germany,
Creepy. I saw the pictures first, and I went, ooh, spooky, spooky.
When was this place built?
Okay, glad you asked.
No problem.
It was originally built, and it was called Culture Park Planterwald. Culture with a K.
Mouthful.
Yeah. But it was built in 1969, or opened in 1969.
The number.
On the 20th birthday of the German Democratic Republic, which was the zone that was taken over by the Soviets after World War II. And
So
it was a communist.
Russia,
Yes, it was Russian
East Berlin, Germany.
Right. Yeah.
They
So
stack
they
up
built this
this
amusement park
part.
for the people on their 20th birthday. Everyone loved it. It was fantastic. They had this giant 40-meter Ferris wheel. They even upgraded it on their 40th birthday to a 45-meter Ferris wheel. Big deal. It was thriving. They had a lot of visitors.
That sounds difficult.
Yeah.
150 feet?
I don't know.
Like,
meters
I
to feet.
upgraded my Ferris wheel. I just added 5 feet on that. It's not like it's a truck. Like, you can't just lift it up and
Yeah,
it's
it said they added 5 meters and 4 cabins.
And also, in the grand
So
scheme
they,
of
like-
things, how big of a difference is 5 meters on that
4
big of a
cabins.
Ferris
You
wheel?
get 4 more cabins on the Ferris wheel. Anyways, they put a lot of effort into this thing.
Okay.
Yeah, it was pretty great. And then we had the fall of the Berlin Wall. So in 1989, they
Which was
upgraded
good
the
news
Ferris
for everything except for this
This
park.
amusement park. Yes.
They're like curses. It looks like they're bringing Germany back together. Our park will fail.
Basically,
The only fun we had on this side of the line.
they had the fall of this wall, and then there was no government body paying for it or taking care of it.
Yeah.
So, and just to put it in perspective for you, I kind of looked at some of the pictures, and they had, these random dinosaur statues in the garden. There's a giant T-Rex that actually has fallen over there now. It's kind of it's obviously abandoned now, but there were...
Roughly how big is the T-Rex?
Big enough to be big. I
I would
don't know.
have tried to snag that if they closed.
I think it's too big to snag. But there's dinosaur statues, there's the huge Ferris wheel, there were some really cool looking rides. Like there was a Viking boat ride, there was some like tunnel with tracks that had a wolf's mouth.
Whoa.
Yeah, pretty tight. They had a lot of rides. So anyways, the government wasn't there to pay for it, the JDR wasn't paying for it anymore, and they sold it in 1991-ish to a man named Norbert Witte, W-I-T-T-E, I believe that's a Witt. Norbert is a fantastic
Like the
name.
beer. Oh, wait.
Wit. He was not very witty.
Yeah, because he bought that amusement park.
So he came from an affluent family of German carnival performers and ride operators. That's a polite way of saying he was a carny.
Okay.
He was a rich carny specifically.
Rich carny specifically. Yeah, I read a little bit about his family history, and him and his wife had ran carnivals and had slowly acquired rides and people working for them over the years. She worked in Yugoslavia for a while.
So they were gypsies.
I don't think carny is probably the PC term, but I'm going to say it anyways. He was a dirty carny. No.
Wow, after acknowledging that this could be derogatory, you take it in a swift
No.
left turn.
If that's your lifestyle, I support you. But his name...
I don't support anyone, but that's what I
name
call
was
equal
Grand.
opportunity.
His name was not grandfather. His name was Otto. Okay, and he was an acrobat and fantastist. Don't know what that
Like
word
Robin.
means.
Robin.
Fantastic. I think it's a fantastic person. Not sure. But
He's just a good
he once claimed that he was crowned the king of Albania. And people believed him, and there was a Time article written about Mr.
And people
Otto
believed
with-
him, like,
for a
number
while.
the
So
amount of
he
people.
said in
Yeah, the
19
king of Albania is
Yeah.
like, yeah, I remember
No,
that.
no,
Like, I'm verified on Twitter. I'm the king of Albania.
In 1913, Albania broke away from the Ottoman Empire.
Okay.
Okay, so it was said that some of the Albanian Muslim people invited the nephew of the Sultan to be crowned the new king. Well, I don't know how he found out, but Otto decided that he looked like the nephew of the
He
Sultan.
was probably just a passerby, and they were looking for him, and he's like, "Yeah, right here."
I'm
So-
assuming that this
Walks
is
up.
much like the Cheermeister thing from The Grinch.
You probably.
They put him
anyways-
on a big chair.
He said he thought that he rumbled.
Parade him around town.
He thought he resembled the Sultan's son. So he traveled to the city of Durrës, which is in Albania, I think that's how you say it, with his
think it's
sword-swallowing friend, which is a good friend to have with you.
Yeah, you should. That guy can smuggle swords anywhere.
Yeah, anywhere.
Swallows them, and then he's
2
good.
holes.
What?
So, anyways, he claimed that while he was there, he was crowned King of Albania in 1913. And he said during his reign as king, which didn't last very long, that he declared war on Montenegro. This can either be confirmed or denied. Many people have denied it.
Did anything actually happen because people actually believed this guy?
I mean, some people believed him, and then they're like, okay, you're full of shit later. But, you know.
They're like another world war.
We're
Point
still
is-
talking about this
Yes,
theme park?
I'm getting back to it.
Okay.
This is this guy's grandfather. So this is Norbert who bought
Theme
this theme
parks.
park's grandfather, and I wanted to set it up for you how kind of crazy this kind of
This guy's
background.
family was?
a little bit, yeah. So he bought this
You
theme
only
park,
had to say he was a carny, and I would have believed the
but this was I thought it was pretty fantastical.
Yeah. That was
Fantastic.
fantastic.
So Norbert buys this theme park with his family. He's got this weird, colorful history. He renames it Spreepark when he buys it. Right after he bought it, he put millions and millions of dollars investment, added new rides, all this stuff. But the city actually eliminated 3,000 of his parking spots by making it forested or protected forest ground that he couldn't. They
That's
wanted
garbage.
to protect the nature,
Why
whatever.
didn't he build up instead of out?
I don't know, but visits plummeted. I don't know if that was the only reason. Maybe people in East Germany didn't want to go to a theme park anymore because they
Have
had
you
freedom.
seen
I don't
the
know.
German people? They are angry. Besides when they drink beer, and I don't think you can drink beer at a park, a fun park.
Probably not.
Spreepark, is that what it was called?
Spree.
Spreepark.
Used to be my favorite candy.
Very progressive. Ahead of its
Sprees.
time.
Chewy Sprees? You're a psychopath.
Wow.
Okay, so he bought this. It started plummeting to the point of bankruptcy. But to give you some more past on this man before we talk about what else happened, in 1981, when he was a carnival operator and owner, he was attempting to repair his loop-de-loop ride that at one time was the fastest roller coaster in the world, called the Catapult, and his crane collided with another ride called the Skylab, killing 7 German people and seriously injuring 15 others, which is now the largest carnival disaster in German history.
I'll
It's
be
not too
honest,
bad.
That is like the smallest thing that's ever happened.
Yeah, but they don't
in
have
Roller
amusement
Coaster
parks.
Tycoon.
They don't have amusement
That's like a
parks.
very small amount of German people dying. Historically speaking.
Historically speaking, I don't think that's true. But also, relating it to Roller Coaster Tycoon, I've killed way more people in that game than he killed there, and my parks became great, so I think that he could have just kept
Well, I
going
think-
and it would have been fine.
You had ample parking.
This was before he
I
owned.
do
This was
terrible
before
things
he owned
for Roller
Spree.
Coaster Tycoon.
This was before he owned Spreepark.
Okay.
But I'm just letting you know, this guy.
Oh,
it's got
before
the
he
weird
owned, like,
grand-
so now he's just a
Yeah.
guy killing people.
He's just out killing people. There weren't any repercussions I could find that were in English. There was a lot of German articles that I didn't care to learn German for. So,
That's a damn shame.
Anyways, went down.
Do
had
the
to-
research.
the point they're filing for bankruptcy.
Non-commitment.
The Spreeparks go. Nobody's there. They're filing for bankruptcy. All this stuff. He leaves Germany with his family. Okay, and 6 carnival rides. He decides take 6 carnival.
He's taking them with him, and he left the dinosaur.
Yeah. 6
That's
carnival.
ridiculous.
He had some pretty good rides.
I would've taken
Take
the dinosaur.
6 carnival rides with him and his family to Lima, in Peru.
I was gonna say, like, that's a long ways, dude.
Right.
But also, pause for a moment.
Wait, that's far side.
Why do
South America? So you have to go like
Yeah.
all the way around.
Why do Germans flee to South America? Like,
They love it
lot
down
of
there.
There are a
Nazis
lot of
after World
Nazis
War
there.
II did that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. I think there's ties. I don't
Maybe
know.
this guy might be tied.
If only those articles weren't in German.
Well, I
then
mean,
we would
like
know.
Germans flee to regular America.
No, they only flew to South America.
Well, like I don't know.
I read it online.
Project
It's
Paperclip.
You've read it online, it's true. So anyways, this guy flees to Lima, Peru. And one interesting fact that happened when he flees there is that the Peruvian government would only release, the customs would only release one piece of his carnival ride at a time. Because his dream was to set up a new carnival type thing in Lima outside a supermarket, make more money, whatever.
Outside of a
I
supermarket.
don't know, that's what it said.
What are you going in for oranges? Hey, by the way, hey,
You
look
want to
at
ride
the
my
teacups.
45 meters?
You want to ride the
Oh.
teacups there.
The teacups.
The teacups.
I don't know why he's
That,
a
if he
Canadian
took the
accent,
teacups
but-
and not the dinosaur, that's ridiculous. That's why this guy's
Teacups are
business
dope.
failed.
Okay.
He left the dinosaurs behind.
So he flees to Lima, Peru, not getting his carnival rides on time. Nick doesn't set up this new place. His wife gets fed up with their 6 kids, whatever, goes back to Germany. Okay? And technically she's still the owner of the Spreepark, I believe. The city might have taken over management of it recently, but so at this point he's still in South America with his oldest son. And Norbert's now in prison. No, he got out of prison. He went to prison because Norbert decided to smuggle 167 kilograms. I did the math. It's 368.17 pounds of pure cocaine compressed into 211 small discs
That's why he went to Peru.
with a market value of, I did the math, just under $15.3 million in current German rates for cocaine, which I googled at work.
I did the math. I didn't know this off the top of my head. I have no experience in this
I
field.
was confused that you went away from kilos for cocaine.
Kilos.
Yeah.
Well, I was putting
I've
it
watched Blow with Johnny
like
Depp.
400
and I can
pounds.
assure you,
400 pounds of cocaine.
Holy shit.
400 pounds of cocaine almost.
It's not even that
15.3 current market
It's a
value, $1 million, and German exchange rate for cocaine. I looked it up.
Did he hide it in his
Wait.
carnival purse?
You looked
It
that
hurt-
up at work?
Yeah. So he smuggled
Current
this
German prices for cocaine.
Welcome
Yes.
to a list.
in a 39-foot steel mast, wait for it, of the flying carpet ride.
Oh, tight.
He got caught in Germany. His son got caught in Lima. Son is still in prison in one of the worst prisons in the world. He served like 4 years in a nice German prison and is now free.
Who, the dad?
Well,
Yeah.
Wow.
here's the real question. I know that myself and probably all of our viewers are thinking right now.
Viewers.
Listeners, whatever, you're all the same to me. What happened to the cocaine?
That's an important...
Seized by the government.
So I kind of,
Question mark?
this park's still abandoned. People go in there and like urban people, what do they call them? Urban...
Scavengers?
Yeah, I don't know. People go in there to take pictures and stuff like
Graffiti?
that. Yeah, they're trying to put
Urban
some
explorers.
security on it and all that.
That's
but
actually a thing.
the one thing that I want you to take from this and to look up is how does one compress cocaine into small discs?
Easy.
I need that.
Look it up.
Look it up.
Easy.
Interesting guy though, Norbert, and his theme park in East Berlin.
Good work.
Do you love long walks on the beach, pseudoscience, and non-avian dinosaurs? Are you attracted to chupacabras? Are you looking for that special Bigfoot? Check out Cryptozoology Connections.
I tell you what, I met my chupacabra wife on that side, and there's a reason why they call them goat suckers. She is the greatest of all time.
For a bestial love that lasts, check out cryptozoologyconnections.com. And for a limited time, enjoy your first 3 months free with promo code SASCROTCH.
I was looking up different things, and I decided to teach you how to sell your soul to the devil. First, you grab your guitar, you head to the Devil's Crossroads, which is Highway 61 and 49, located in Clarksdale, Mississippi. You start playing your guitar between midnight and 3 a.m., which is the witch's hour. The witching hour, whatever. And then, if you do it right, and if you're lucky, you'll feel 3 taps on your shoulder.
Is that really lucky?
Oh, yeah. Well, ain't nobody there, so it doesn't matter. Don't turn around. Don't look at the whatever tapped on you. And you pass your guitar over your right shoulder.
With your right hand?
Or your left hand.
Okay.
Which is weird, because I'm thinking, why is it the right hand? The right
Yeah.
side. Is it just the left? Whatever. So then you pass it over to your right shoulder. He'll take it and he'll tune it for you. You might play a little diddle or something.
He's gonna play
God,
a
I
diddle.
hope so.
I don't know. He's gonna diddle from behind. I don't know if that's.
Diddle me a something, Mr.
Maybe
Devil.
another 3 taps.
It's not have you ever danced with the devil. It's have you ever diddled with the devil? Because that's the real
Diddles with the
question.
devil.
When he's
That's the
done,
name of my poem.
he'll hand it back to you. He'll hand the instrument back to you. I guess you could do it with a fiddle, I assume. I don't know. But if you take it back, that's when you relinquish your soul.
What if you refuse?
Well, if you decide not to, then you're fine.
And you're out of guitar. That's a
Fuck.
ridiculous trade.
But do you want a guitar or a soul?
Now, that's a good question.
Why? My question is, why the fuck does the devil need so many guitars? Does he got-
What does he do?
No, he's
with
giving
all
it back to you. He's giving you guitar talent.
Yeah, but I'm sure some people didn't take it back.
Probably.
What if I want a different talent?
You can,
What if I just wanted a different
This is the
guitar?
only way that I could find how to do it. Okay.
Okay.
So if you take it back, well, actually, I have another way, but anyways, if you take it back, you relinquish your soul, and then you can play anything you want, but at what cost? You'll start having nightmares. You won't dream anymore.
Sounds like everyday me.
Sounds like getting older.
Whatever. But,
Nightmares while I'm awake, and it's called life.
so this is possibly what Robert Johnson did, and actually Thomas Johnson before him, and he all of a sudden learned how to play guitar. So he used to play in like these clubs, like he would go to watch other blues players play, and then he would start playing like when they went out for a smoke break, and he was terrible, and like everybody would get like mad. They'd be like, "You're ruining our time, and you're fucking sound like shit," and they'd get mad at him, and so for some reason he disappeared after a while, probably because people suck.
How long does he appear?
6 months.
So he learned to play the guitar.
He either learned to play the guitar,
He left for 6 months, learned to play the guitar, and said the devil taught him.
learned to play the guitar like he did in 6 months.
10 hours of studying. I mean, it takes like 10,000 hours to be practiced at something.
Okay, well, so
Well, 6 months, I'm sure you could get that many hours if you did nothing else, like not even eat.
so people believe that he sold his soul to the devil. Pair that with songs like "Preachin' Blues,"
I sold my soul to the devil.
Crossroad Blues, "Hellhound on My Trail,"
Old hound. What?
"Hellhound on My Trail," and "Me and the Devil Blues."
Oh, so they were all devil oriented.
Yeah, but it
Maybe he
also
was
probably
just
because
really turned off of the whole thing because of everyone talking shit.
he would always like turn around so people couldn't see his fingers what he was doing, because he was doing some witchy shit.
So is he even really playing the guitar? Or was
I
it the
also
devil?
know-
No, he's just like.
He's like that guy who can reproduce any noise.
Yeah, yeah.
He didn't want people to see his fingers.
He's like, don't let me see.
Well,
Well, he
'cause back
pulls out his
then-
iPhone.
Back then, people used to like steal each other's like techniques and shit, and so like that was their way of like stopping that going on. I don't know, but
Okay.
anyways, so this was like when he was 26, and then he started getting all this fame, and like he'd like be traveling, and he'd like go to Memphis, and he'd like do all the whatever the blues people did, and he'd get all these gigs, and he was getting
Probably
famous.
smoked the jazz cabbage.
Whoa!
Sure, that's
Yeah,
what
this
it
was the late 30s.
Nobody leaves without singing the blues.
And then,
No one.
and he basically like started the blues, like what it became to be, and like, and like the blues turned into rock and roll. So he's like, he kind of like started some shit.
That's actually, my grandma was right, dude.
Your grandma?
Jazz is the devil's music.
With the devil's lettuce. No, that's just racism. That's called racism.
That's also probably
when
not
black
wrong.
people do something and then everybody says it's evil, it's called racism. But
What
anyways,
was this guy's name?
his name is Robert Johnson.
That's a fake name.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was like a
'Cause he was
recently
actually the
freed
devil.
slave. Like, that's how everybody is. I don't know. Black
Yeah.
people don't have great historical last names in America.
But he sold his soul to the devil, became an amazing guitarist, and he could say, "Hey, these songs are amazing."
Okay.
I thought you were gonna say D's nuts for a moment.
Hades.
D's nuts. Like, whoa.
So he was like, all the ladies were like, hey, into him because he was kind of handsome guy, and he was
Good at guitar.
famous guitar, or was getting popular guitar player, and then he was like kind of fooling around with some ladies, and then he was poisoned by a club owner
Oh.
because Robert was fooling around with his wife, the club owner's wife, and
That'll
witnesses say it took him 3 days to die. It was like a terrible death, and
that does sound gruesome. If you
Who
were
did he poison
poisoned
him
over
with?
3 days
he poisoned him. I don't know.
with
And
poison.
Witnesses said that he was barking and crawling on all fours,
Dude, same.
like when he was like
Barking
dying,
like a bork, like a dog.
That's because
Yeah.
he was
Doggo?
becoming the hellhound.
like a hellhound on his tail. And he died at 27 years old and started the 27 Club, technically. And
There you have it.
it was August 16th, which is my birthday. So if you want to
Subscribe to
sell
Malt Life
your
Reviews.
soul, you can search how to sell your soul at work sometime. And there's a pretty good article on there that teaches you a different way. Another way you can summon the devil if you don't want to go all the way to Mississippi, or there's like another place in Pennsylvania where you can go, and
That
there's like a
seems
glowing
pretty-
skull.
Yeah. that
If you
seems
just want to do
reasonable.
it, you can just like be alone at home and just say, "Satan, I summon you," and
I've
he
said
might
that.
show up.
That has not happened.
That
He
sounds
might-
questionable.
He might show up. It says maybe not, but maybe.
I'm glad to see they really expanded their locations beyond Mississippi,
Satan,
though.
I summon you.
There's this guy that went.
You
Oh,
gotta
there he
be
is.
crying
No.
eating a hot dog over the sink when you say it.
I watched this
That's-
other video where this
It doesn't
guy
work. I've done it.
this guy went to 61 and 49 highway junction, and he was like, I don't know if this is the right spot. There's like this monument thing. It's like a artistic big like sculpture thing, and it's got like 3 guitars.
It's like a statue to Satan.
It's like 3
Let's call it what
guitars.
it is.
Yeah, I guess, I don't know. And then he's like, no, I think it's over here. And it's like a quarter mile away. He's like, I think it was here because I felt it. And I don't know.
Because I failed it.
But really, in
Wait,
reality,
is that Bullet Mike?
he probably just like studied with this guy named Ike something. There was this other guy that was like a really good guitarist that they thought that he just went and just learned how to play guitar.
Like I said.
That's probably most likely.
And also, I'm thinking, I have this theory after doing all this research that this is probably just an old timey way to say that you sold out. They're like, oh,
Yeah.
he's got all this commercial fame. Oodly boo, probably sold his soul to the devil. But it's like, he's a sellout. That's what the punks would say in the 70s and 80s.
I think that's probably pretty accurate.
I have a hard time because I don't believe in the devil.
Because it's like, so selling your soul to the devil, I think, is like, another way to say, like, you just like stop being yourself and you change personalities for fame. You
so
know?
it's what Taylor Swift did.
Yeah. Some would say it's a figure of speech. Perhaps a metaphor would be the correct term.
Yeah, because it's like.
Not
I met a
simile,
10, but I
because that
never met a
uses
4.
light.
But I think like I don't know, like I think you can use it like different ways, but like if it's like you're selling out, but it's not like he was doing anything bad. He was just playing like creepy fucking blue.
That sounds not creepy. It sounds funky.
Is
Is that what it sounded like?
I don't know.
Is this a recreation?
It was pretty close.
Was he just like
I liked
yelling
it.
Beelzebub the entire time?
No, I mean like he had like some creepy ass lyrics. Like
Did his eyes roll back in his head and did he hover off the ground?
I can look at it right now.
That happened
Like
in any state.
it says, "Me and the Devil Blues" lyrics. Early in the morning when he knocked upon my door. Early this morning, woo! And he like does a cool like scary blues woo. And then it says, "You knocked upon my door. I said, 'Hello, Satan. I believe it's time to go.'" And then it says, "Me and the devil walking side by side, and I'm gonna beat my woman until I get satisfied."
Jesus.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
Whoa, blues is the music for me.
Oh, no.
This is the song of my people.
No, but really, that actually kind of is like a super ballsy thing to do in that time frame, I feel like.
To beat your wife?
Back
No,
in the
that was
30s
just typical.
No, to like sing a song about like beating your wife with Satan. Like the beating your wife part was probably okay, but the Satan part is what probably crossed the line.
Yeah.
I don't think the general public would have been happy. They most likely would have frowned upon it. Trust me, I played Roller Coaster Tycoon.
Now, baby, now, baby, you
I
ain't
know how
doing
to
me
make
right,
people
don't
happy.
you? She say you don't see why. That I would dog her round. It must
Dog
be
her?
that old evil spirit so deep down in the ground. You may bury my body down by the highway side. Baby, I don't care where you bury... So this is like in speaking. Baby, I don't care where you bury my body when I'm dead and gone. You may bury my body down by the highway side so my evil spirit can get a Greyhound bus and ride. That's fucking metal right there.
Actually, it's blues.
That's actually pretty tight. That's where metal came from.
So
that
he
line
sold
right
his
there.
soul. I'm pretty convinced.
He took a Greyhound bus.
You don't take a Greyhound bus unless you have no soul left.
How long has Greyhound been around? That's
You're just
kind
a
of... This is the late
creepy
30s.
person.
I don't know. You should search it.
It's been around for some time.
Anyways, so yeah,
If
he
you guys
died,
have never ridden a bus, it's a disgusting
I've
experience.
never ridden a bus.
Don't do it.
he died in 38. He was the first one in the 27 Club. A lot of people think that like people that are in the 27 Club are in there because they're in the Illuminati and they sold their souls. But I don't know, it's kind of bullshit. It's all bullshit. None of it's true.
Everything is bullshit.
I don't
Don't
know,
trust
I-
anything.
I've
Rand
got-
McNally's telling you the globe is round. It's flat.
It is flat in Australia. It does not exist. But I tell you what, I got a free weekend, and I'm gonna go down to Mississippi.
On a Greyhound bus?
No,
Don't do it. It's
I'll
gross.
drive my car,
All right.
Good choice.
and I got a guitar.
Yeah, get a guitar.
I have one.
You can learn how to play guitar real
You
good.
said I didn't have to do it good. Just gotta play something.
Put it on
You can learn,
Snapchat.
I'm saying. You learn from the devil.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
But you're past 27, so you're
Right.
fine.
I have a Guitar Hero guitar. Is that
Fuck
the
it.
same thing? Like, can I stand there and
You know how lame that would be? Because I'm going to turn 28
flick
here
out
in
Guitar Hero in the
two,
middle
next
of the
month.
Let's just go do it, and if you die,
I'm going to turn 28 next month, so if I go there, I'll just die in a month. Like, what's the point of
Yeah.
that? It's like, yeah, he was
Well,
pretty
if
good
you
for like a couple weeks
wait
there.
a month and then you go, it'll last forever, probably.
Maybe till
Eh.
54.
Yeah.
But,
That's a...
yeah.
Okay, never mind. I see where the 54 comes from.
So, John's story will be after this message from our sponsor. Bread, bread, bread. This episode is sponsored by breadofthemonthclub.com. Sourdough, pumpernickel, Texas toast. For a limited time, use offer code I'm Bready. Why not? We'll send you something good to eat.
So I was thinking the other day, I kind of got onto a tangent. I remembered something that I had looked up or heard about in the past. It involved a bomb in this casino that was very intricate. So I googled very intricate casino bomb. And what did I find? But none other than John Burgess Sr.,
okay.
whom in 1980 was the, I guess is victimizer the right term? The person who perpetrated this crime of the Harvey Casino Resort Hotel bombing.
Uh-oh.
Quite a mouthful of a title.
That's what she said. Heyo.
True. It is what she said. John Burgess Sr. was actually a really interesting guy. In World War II, he lived in Hungary, which was then taken over by the Nazis. He joined the German Luftwaffe, the Air Force of Germany.
Lewd waffles.
Loot waffles. It's
Okay.
where you play a loot and eat waffles. And he was captured by the Russians. He spent 8 years in a Russian gulag, an awful place to be stuck in. He was supposed to be there for 25 years, but was released early because Russia did some kind of post-World War II amnesty bullshit. Let him free. Major mistake. He got free, came to the United States, started a landscaping company or restaurant or something. I don't
Is
remember.
that the American dream?
That is the American dream.
I thought you said it was a landscaping.
It could be either. It's both. I don't remember the nature of the business. All that matters is
We'll
he started a
cut your
business.
grass and feed your ass.
That was their motto. And he made a lot of money doing that. He made millions of dollars. He became a millionaire.
You don't make millions of dollars cutting grass and feeding ass.
In Nevada, you do.
There's no grass in Nevada except for the fake grass.
So we had to sell
Wait,
rocks.
eating ass?
That's true. You can make
Are
a
we
lot of
eating
money
ass
eating
here? Is
ass.
that what this is?
It's a Nevada pastime.
All right, back to
It's an
John.
American pastime.
Back to John, probably involved in some shit, Burgess.
Yeah, he was involved.
Big Burgess.
He was involved with the Harvey Hotel Resort Casino bombing. And so he squandered like his millions of dollars at this casino, Harvey's. It's called Harvey's now. It was Harvey's Resort Hotel or something. It was a mouthful. It was bad. And so he's down on his luck, lost his millions of dollars, and he decides, I'm going to extort this casino. Because, you know, who wouldn't think that after losing millions of dollars? He got together with his son, John Burgess Jr., not to be
Clever
confused with
name.
the senior. Yeah,
Clever
very
name.
original.
Not to be confused with Carl's Jr., which is Hardee's
Not
younger son.
Harvey's.
Not Harvey,
Hardee's.
You cannot get a Frisco burger at the Harvey's Resort
But you
Casino.
can get a frisky burger from the Hamburglar himself.
Oh, no.
Oh, wow.
And anyway, back to the story. This guy makes this crazy bomb to extort this casino. And this bomb is so crazy that I actually have to pull something up to be
Did
able
you
to
search
read
the
to you.
schematic?
No. Don't do that.
Okay.
With air quotes around it. So, in this bomb, there were 8 fusing systems, as it turned out. The timer of the bomb was only one of those. There was an anti-motion switch, a float mechanism, a device enclosed in a metal box, and the lid was secured by some flathead screws around the perimeter of the lid. Those screws were attached to wires in contacts so that if they were removed, it would detonate. There were layers of rubber and metal on the inside of the box, so if anybody tried to screw a hole into it, it would make a connection between the 2 sheets of metal and set the bomb off.
Shit.
More or less, no matter what, if somebody tried to move this, if somebody tried to disarm it, anything happened to it, it was probably going to blow up. But there was like a series of switches on the side of this bomb. And supposedly, in his ransom letter, he was going to give them the code of which switches to flip to disarm the motion device. So that way they could take the bomb to a safe location and not blow up Harvey's Resort Hotel Casino.
You know what's not fun?
Blowing up casinos?
Being in a bomb squad.
You've done that?
In my previous life.
A, B, up, down, left, right,
That
left,
does
right.
not
Select
get rid
start.
of the
The
bomb.
code.
You just don't cut the red wire. That's all I know from the movies.
Yeah, red, white, and blue, baby. Get rid of the yellow and the
His
green.
bomb,
Only 3 colors matter to me.
his bomb sounds really intricate.
It is very
But wait until you
intricate.
see mine.
Guys, can I get out of this house? No, so he makes his bomb, puts it in there. It's super fucking intricate. It was crazy. And his folly was that in his ransom letter, he was really, really vague about where these people were supposed to deliver his money. And so they tried to deliver his money to him.
He was going to get the money.
Yeah. It was actually, they were going to fly a helicopter to where he and his son were located. Him and his son were going to take the money in the helicopter and they were going to fly off. After they flew off, he was going to tell them how to use the sequence to disarm it.
Okay, but he was vague.
He was vague, they never met up, and so it kind of just went on and the bomb sat there for another day because of the timer and it was going to go off eventually. So time's ticking down. The
It was
FBI
evacuated.
Yeah. Well, they had to do that, yeah, because they did that upon finding the bomb. So they're like, okay, well, he's not going to give us the code. He wasn't where he said he was going to be. I guess let's try to get into this bomb and see what happens.
Okay.
They made a specially shaped C4 charge.
Define specially shaped. Was it shaped like a dick and
Phallic.
balls?
It probably was phallic in nature. I didn't see any photographic evidence, but you can search phallic C4 if you want to see the
I'm sure there's so many hits on that.
Yeah. Totally all related to this bombing.
You can ask Jeeves, he'll tell you what.
So they shaped up this C4, they put it on the bomb, and they're like, well, let's just blow into it and see if we can defuse it from the inside. They didn't. They blew up the bomb and it blew up the hotel.
I mean, They didn't
pretty
destroy
much-
his ass from the inside like a whirling dervish?
No, they did. There was no whirling dervishes in this. None whatsoever.
Was that one of the whirling dervish? Was that one of the rides at the from your story?
That was my nickname in high school. The whirling dervish.
Oh no!
Along with all slip no grip.
Yep.
All slip no grip John. That's what they call me. Played football, but I wasn't a receiver.
Oh
Ew.
my.
Yeah. Which can be
Okay, let's
positive
get
or
back to
negative.
this John Burgess because he sounds like a blast.
Yeah, he is a blast. Air quotes. You can't see them, but they're there.
God.
They blow up the hotel, and that was pretty much the end of that. You know, he failed. He didn't get his money because he wrote shit directions, and the hotel was blown up, so he couldn't extort it again.
What about Harvey?
Harvey got away for a little while until his son, John Burgess Jr., may I remind you, was dating this girl, decided to brag to her about how him and his dad made this real cool bomb and were trying to extort some money. And they broke up. She saw the wanted posters and said, I could use that money, and then turned him and his dad in. And
So let this be a lesson, you know.
You don't tell your new girlfriend shit.
Well, also, like, you know,
he
this is
restored a hotel for $3.3 million.
well, yeah. I mean, don't trust people with information that makes you go to jail.
That's true as
Or
well.
actually, the better lesson is please don't make bombs.
Or if you do, sell your soul to Satan. You can meet him at the crossroads of Highway 64.
Highway 61 and 49 in Clarksdale, Mississippi.
See, I was close. And say,
Highway
hey,
69.
don't
So Norbert should have gone and sold his soul to the devil prior to smuggling 400 pounds of cocaine.
Yeah, all
And
of
the
these
flying
people.
carpet.
You see, that's where everyone else failed.
Yeah, but you probably would have gotten like poisoned or like tripped on a rope and hung yourself or
And you
something.
can't sell
know.
your soul in Peru. That's not on the list of locations.
You
on
can
their
sell
website.
a lot of shit in Peru.
Nah,
your
no, it
soul,
would
though.
be.
There's only Pennsylvania, Mississippi, and one other place. Where
Why
was
are
the
they
other
all in
place?
America?
There's just the okay. So like, the first guy to
Because America
sell
is Satan, don't you know?
the first guy to sell his soul was in I think it was in Germany, and they wrote a play about
He
it.
probably came to America to do it, though.
I did not see that.
Faust, his name, Dr. Faust.
Dr. Faust.
Yeah, look it up.
Okay.
Faust.
Yeah,
There's
Faust.
actually a long story behind that name.
That's what I'm saying.
It's a-
He was an alchemist.
Is that like all with the?
So he was basically a wizard.
Oh,
Is that all with like
it's a-
Mephistopheles and all that stuff, where like Satan came to him and he was?
Mephistopheles?
Yeah, Mephistopheles.
I'm pretty sure that was a porn.
No, that actually was the.
It
It
was
was, the devil's name in the Tale of Faust.
Mephistopheles?
Yeah, I swear
Why
to
don't
God.
you Mephistopheles?
No, that's no, that's right.
Mephistopheles. Mephistopheles. Oh, I spit everywhere. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Mephistopheles is the guy that Faust sold his soul to
Yeah,
in the play.
it was
yeah.
the devil.
Yeah,
he
but
wouldn't
I
do that.
never like, when I was reading it, I was like, like I didn't like I don't know how to pronounce
I've
it.
watched
I wasn't
a lot
worried
of
about it.
anime, and
But
so I
then-
know.
When you put your people didn't hear you putting your fist through your hand.
Yeah, they couldn't see that. You want me to make it a little
Mephistopheles!
more Mephistopheles.
That's a cool demon name.
Yeah, it's.
That's
I
an
think,
awesome
I think I
demon
should
name.
name my next dog Mephistopheles.
You probably should, but that's just another name for Satan. So keep that in mind.
You don't want your dog to get the
Hopefully, you
Mephistopheles.
don't have any religious family members.
Alright, so John Burgess, is there anything else we can look up regarding him?
Yeah, if you want to find out more about John Burgess, all you have to do, as I said earlier, is Google very intricate casino bomb. That's it. That's all you have to
For
Google.
now,
It
you know,
will
until
be
there's
the first
another
thing.
one.
John Burgess
Yeah.
Sr., but it's John Burgess Jr., which is the one who got pranked by his ex-girlfriend and sent
Yeah.
his dad to jail.
Ashton Kutcher wasn't even there.
Oh,
Disappointing for him.
bro!
You got punked. Where are you, Ashton?
You fucker. Where is he? He's somewhere on here.
Nope,
isn't
it was just jail time.
he? Okay.
So you don't don't fuck with your girlfriend. You know, 'cause she'll send your ass to jail.
Okay, so thank you, John, for your story. Now we're going to do our 2 quick segments, which is mine is the fast facts. I got 5 fast facts, and 1 Arby's is named for RB's, as in the letter R and then B, as in roast beef, Arby's sandwiches, roast beef sandwiches. Boom.
We have the meat.
Did you know that? Okay, Bill Cody and another hunter, Bill Comstock, competed in an 8-hour buffalo shooting match over the exclusive right to the nickname Buffalo Bill.
Who won?
Cody won. Buffalo Bill Cody, that's why you know him by that.
And then the
Just
creeper
like
from
Harvery
Hannibal won.
68-48.
Silence of the Lambs won out.
68 to 48?
Yeah, no.
They killed that many buffaloes?
Bill Cody killed so many buffalo. He's killed like 1,800
That
buffaloes.
is absolutely insane.
3. Wild turkeys' heads change between red, white, and blue depending on their mood. So I think Benjamin Franklin should have
America.
said, let's do that instead of the bald
He
eagle.
was so right.
Boom. 4. The reason why banana-flavored candy doesn't taste like bananas is because it was based on a species of bananas that was wiped out by a banana plague in the 50s.
I actually knew that because I
fucking
had this
banana.
book for when you poop called Why Does Popcorn Pop, and I read that.
Because it gets hot. And that was the end of the book?
Popcorn
No, they
book?
never actually said Why
It's
Does
for-
Popcorn Pop.
it's for small poops.
They just said all these random food facts, and it took me 10 years to read it because I don't poop for long.
Number 5. Fruit Loops and Fruity Pebbles are all the same flavor. There's no difference between the different colors. I'm sorry. I ruined it.
You are a piece of shit.
Yeah, well, you
All
should
right.
follow your nose. Okay.
My life is
Speaking of following your nose, let's go to my additional search terms. Number 1, what causes roast beef rainbows?
I'm not going to search that one.
No.
It's a thing. Roast beef rainbows. Look it up. Number 2,
I'm not going to do that.
motorcycle chariot races.
Oh, fuck yeah.
You won't regret it.
Fuck yeah.
And number
Awesome.
3, in honor of John being our guest, phallic C4. Please let me
Let me know what you find.
please let me know what you find.
All right.
I may or may not search it tomorrow. I'll let you know what I find.
Awesome. So, thanks for listening, everybody. Follow us on @ClearYourHistory Podcast on Instagram. Where Megan will have some nice pictures up there and some fun stuff. If you want to reach out to us on there. And otherwise, we'll see you next time.
Catch you on the flip side.
Peace.
Man.
Are you a mammal? Do you know other mammals? Do you and said other mammals produce hair? Well, have no fear, because we buy hair. Wet or dry, we'll still buy. Send your hair to us at willbuyyourhair.co.uk.